Do we have microphones? We lost track of our microphones. Okay. Paul, you can go ahead if you would like.
Paul Rodgers, Louisville Radio. J'Vonne, for you last year, it seemed like as the year went on, you became more and more of the real vital cog to this team. With this group, do you have a feeling yet? Will it be the same? Will your role change? Do you have any feel for things yet?
Not really in particular. Just gonna continue to do what I can do to help this team win. Whatever role that is. That's always what I've strived to do in my career. Just play my role, and whatever the team needs, I'll do. And I do look to take that leadership role over, along with Kobe, Ali, a lot of the veteran guys on the team. We do a lot of those, so it's going to be a good year for leadership.
Kobe, Russ Brown, KentuckyToday.com. What benefits do you think you got from sitting out last season? I know it wasn't easy.
I would say definitely just being able to see the game from a different perspective. Being on the floor, everything's so hot, everything's so fast, everything's so quick. So being able to sit down and kind of slow down, read the game as like a coach, help out the young guys, help out the new guys. Kind of see it in a different perspective. I think being able to sit out, I've been able to read the game even better, get my body healthy, get my mind right, and just get ready to do what I can to help this team win.
Matt McGavick for Louisville Cardinals on that side. Kobe, both you and Ollie sat the whole season while you rehabbed injuries. During that time, did you guys kind of lean on each other to kind of lift each other up? Because while you're hoping to play later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. We had two, pretty bad knee injuries. While you're being out, while you're sitting out, it's not fun. But at the end of the journey, it's going to be well worth it. I felt better than I ever have, and I know he's feeling it better than he has ever have. And now we're just excited to get on the floor and show what we can do.
J'Vonne, Jody Dimlin, Cardinal Authority. Was it difficult at all to make the decision to come back, or was it just kind of automatic in your mind that I want to be here for another year?
It was definitely a bit of a process, just because at the end of the day, it is like what's best for me, myself, and my family. And at the end of the day, we just came to that conclusion that coming back for another year at Louisville was that right decision. But it did take us a little bit to make that decision, just because my family is the most important thing to me. I'm a big family guy, and we just came to the conclusion that I come back to Louisville, and I'm super excited for my next year.
Do you remember telling Coach? Did you tell Coach, and how did it kind of come about, and what was his kind of reaction?
Yeah, it was like when I committed again. He was yelling through the phone, and he was super excited. So that made me feel good as well. Just being wanted to that level, so that made me feel good.
Eric Crawford, WDOB here in town. For both of you, you saw every bounce of the ball last year, and now you're getting to see the infusion of new guys with returning guys. What are your impressions of this team? How's it different? What are you excited about?
What's different, I would say, just a bunch of new faces, a bunch of new different types of game, different skill set, different styles of game. But one thing I think that's not going to change is how good we're going to be. We surprised a lot of people last year, just with how well we did, how quickly we made wins happen. But I don't think this year it's going to be a surprise for anybody. We know what we're expecting, we know what we want, we know what we can achieve. Now we just got to go get right, get all the chemistry, and get all that stuff sorted, and we're ready to go play.
I'm Brooks Holden from the Courier Journal. This could be for both of you. Just how tough is it to hear after you saw him work all season to get healthy? I guess in April that you learned that Ollie might not be able to play, and then having to deal with that 2 months of just kind of being in limbo, and then flash forward to that big team meeting you had where PK dropped the news that he was eligible. Could you kind of talk about what that process was like for you all, and what he adds to the team with his passing ability?
Yeah, that process is, I can't even begin to imagine how hard that process has been for him, being denied twice and, kind of almost on your last leg, trying to, play in college, as, every kid's dream is, at the high major level. So, we just try to do it the best that we can as teammates and as leaders and, as his friends, ultimately just, continue to lift him up every single day. Let him know that if he needs anything, we're there for him. Just all those good types of things. And, Ollie's such a great dude. And, just when we found out that he was eligible, Coach tried to play a little trick on us, and I'm sure everybody saw the video. You know, he brought us down just to bring us back up, and you know, when we all heard that he was eligible, it's a next level feeling just because his character, his leadership. You know, we call him the Egyptian magician too. Like his passing ability, just the way he reads the floor, and he's like another coach out there. So it's going to be next level having him out there.
Did you really was there a moment where, you know, like where he starts on that whole spiel about him? Like, did you kind of feel your heart start to drop? Like, or like, you know, like, did you kind of feel like that there, you know, that there might be something up?
The whole day was just a little odd, because, you know, people that don't usually come in as often as they do were starting to pop up, and I was just like, there's gotta be something going on today. But then, you know, he started just going down a deep hole, you know, like, we're gonna, you know, no matter what, we're gonna be really good. And then he was like, you know, you could start to feel like, oh shoot, maybe this is it, maybe he's done. And you know, once we got the positive news, you know, just the emotions. And I think you can just tell from the video how excited everybody is, not just to have him be a part of this team, but you know, the work that he's put in all last year, all season, you know, he deserves a chance to get out there and show what he's got.
And Mark Ennis with ESPN Louisville. Everybody that sees a Pat Kelsey practice talks about how it's different. What's different to you guys, and do you enjoy watching new guys sort of get their first taste of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody that even comes to a practice knows that the energy is real, not just with Pat Kelsey, as everybody knows, but with everybody as well, like the entire coaching staff, all the players. And I think it was Adrian Woolley that he lost his shoe. And they're over there playing tag, running around on the court trying to get his shoe back. So it's just like those little things that, you know, make the team just continue to mesh, you know, quickly. Adrian Woolley got the first taste of the Pat Kelsey culture, and I'm sure there's going to be many more with the new guys.
J'Vonne, at the end of the year, no case in the way the rotations were, you were kind of one of the bigger guys out there. You've got some friends that have showed up from other places. I know Mo's a young guy. The other two guys are older guys. What's it like to have them, and kind of talk about how they've adjusted?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's hard for, you know, international guys to come over here for sure. I feel like, you know, they've done a really good job. You know, all of them, Sananda, Mo, Zoo, just all those guys have just, you know, come over here, you know, take it upon themselves to, you know, get to know the culture. Got to go around Louisville a little bit, you know, just, you know, they've enjoyed it so far from, you know, what we understand. And, you know, on the court, you know, just their energy level, they bring a nice level of energy. I'm sure you guys have seen the video that they post on the social media and stuff like that. They just bring a nice level of energy that, you know, we're going to really need, you know, throughout the season. And, you know, it'll be good to have some more big bodies down there. So, I mean, it's going to be hard for, you know, teams to rebound against us, that's for sure.
Well, the two of you, J'Vonne, you can go first, because you're casting some wave here in Louisville. What's it like when you have a coach who's just as liable to go out there and chest bump everybody and fist bump everybody when something exciting happens as it is anybody else on the bench?
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of what we expect of him. He's made that standard, he's made that culture. And, you know, from day one that we understand that, you know, he's our head coach, but at the end of the day, he is like one of our, you know, friends out there. You know, we could talk to him with anything. Like you say, we get, you know, fist bump, you know, chest bump. He's out there diving on the floor, getting in drills. It's kind of just like a really good environment that you want to play in. So, you know, obviously, you know, a lot of us are super excited to, you know, start this new season.
And I would say, you know, just following that up, yeah, you know, that energy, it only makes you want to do more for the team, more for him, more for this program. But, you know, one thing about PK, he'll, like, never shy away from any challenge at all. So even like when he is in practice, like he knows, like you don't get any breaks. Like we're coming after you just like we're coming after anybody else. So if you get hit and you get knocked down, that's just welcome to practice, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's a, you know, great guy, great coach. And you know, he's an even better mentor, father figure. Just seeing the way he interacts with us, interacts with staff, interacts with his family and the kids and everybody else.
Kobe, was it evident from like the first interactions that you had with Pat, I guess going back to when maybe he was scouting you at D2, right?
Yeah.
Could you kind of tell that was, you know, that was like a genuine thing? And then what does it mean to you to kind of have him take a chance on you back then, and then, you know, to now be here on this stage at Louisville?
Yeah, I mean, that's been, the family thing has been one of the biggest things that kind of stood out to me. Because we're both from the same city, from the same high school basketball conference. So at the first, you know, time he started recruiting me, a lot of people that I knew also knew him. So being able to have, you know, that mutual friend that we trust, that we love, that we care about, and they're all saying the same things that I've heard from everybody else around the city, it kind of just gave me that extra boost of confidence. Like, he really does care about me more as just like a player that's trying to help him win and get a better job somewhere else or whatever. But no, I mean, him taking a chance on me to go to Charleston and then now taking a chance on me bringing me here, even after my knee injury, I feel like it's only right to put my best foot forward and do what I can. You know, a lot of people, you know, don't see like my worth or whatever as big as like other pieces on the team, which, you know, whatever my role is, whatever I need to do to help the team win, that's what I'm going to do.
For both of you guys, you saw the energy in the Young Center last year. Was it what you expected, and as it got bigger and better as the year went on, was that energy and that kind of what you guys expected? And talk about what you expect maybe this year and how important the students, you know, became in that section. Pat was running up and down at the end of games, how important they became.
Yeah, I think Coach Kelsey, you know, running up and down is, you know, just a great viewpoint of like how much we, you know, appreciate everybody that comes out here. You know, he wants to make sure that we show gratitude. You know, we're thankful for all the fans that come out every single game. It's a huge home court advantage, obviously playing in the big Yum Arena. We know we love playing in there. And even like on the road and stuff like that, just like the Louisville fans just coming out to every single away game and just like having, you know, that fan base just continue to travel and have faith in you, you know, win, lose, or draw, like that just means the world to us, and, you know, it just makes us want to play harder. And, you know, especially with this upcoming season, you know, and all the hype around this season, like we know that the Louisville, you know, fans and students are going to show out, so we're excited for that.
Yeah, I would say, you know, the first time just getting in the Yum for a game, just feeling that energy, feeling the crowd, like the noise. Especially from the bench, you know, they get it on the floor, so they get that extra interaction, but, you know, being able to sit back and kind of just look everything over, it just really put, you know, just like an emphasis on how blessed I am to be here and how blessed I am to be, you know, part of this community, part of this program. So we're really excited. We can't wait to see Card Nation out there this coming season.
Serena Raboyne with WHS 11 for both of you guys. You guys are returners, you kind of know the program, but as seeing all the new transfers and newcomers coming in, is there anyone that's jumped off the page, maybe looks a little different than they did in film, that has impressed you guys in practice?
I would say Mo. You know, everyone knew he was an athletic freak coming in, but, you know, just a simple couple plays that he's made in the two or three live practices that we've had, just, you know, kind of puts you in awe. Just like, wow, you know, once he cleans up some parts of his game, you know, gets more consistent on his shot, et cetera, which everybody's got to do, you know. No one's here is already in the NBA, so no one's already perfected their game at all, and I don't think everybody will. But Mo, I think, has just shown, you know, bursts of, you know, a special player in the making.
I would say everybody, honestly. I mean, I don't have anybody that really, you know, just everybody in general, just everybody's willingness to come in and, you know, learn right away. You know, it's not easy to go into a new program right away and, you know, ultimately, you know, get used to the culture, the way that, you know, the system works and everything like that. And I feel like everybody that's, you know, transferred in, newcomers, international guys, have done a really good job of, you know, trying to understand, you know, whether it's watching film, like just trying to understand the system a little bit better, and that's going to go a long way for sure.
You've played a lot of college basketball and you've had a lot of teammates. Have you seen a young guy like Michael, though, who can maybe do what he does at that young age?
Yeah, no, at that young age, no, not really. I mean, Michael's a, you know, a special talent, and I think everybody does know that. And, you know, I think everybody's excited to, you know, go out there and, you know, see him, you know, go out there and do what he does, especially just having him, you know, at the point guard position. You know, we have all different types of flavors, you know, Michael, you know, Ryan, you know, Kobe, Isaac, Woolley. Like, we have so many guards play, you know, that point guard 1-2 position that, you know, we have all types of flavors. So it's gonna be really tough to guard us.
Kobe, Ken Taylor from the CBA station here in Louisville. I know, you know, the next workout's the most important thing, the next practice. We get all that, but the Cincinnati game I mean, having a game on the schedule in your hometown, in that downtown arena, did that add a little juice for you? You can tell us, it's summer.
As much as fun of game that will be, especially, you know, being able to be back in the hometown, back where all my family and friends are at. You know, it's a little too far down the line to get ready for. So, you know, all I'm worried about right now is going to help out these little kids across the street here in a little bit.
Kansas is the next game, kid.
Anything else for these guys?
Can either of you guys, have you ever caught yourself quoting Skip Prosser?
I've tried it out a couple times with my mom, but you know, she's not really trying to hear none of that right now. But, no, occasionally, but that's just all part of the program. You know, it just kind of gets fused into you the longer you're around.
J'Vonne, do you not have Uggs? Because everybody else.
No, I do. I bring them out in the winter.
All right, thanks guys.